Yes, the text drama part 2. Welcome to Guessback Watches. My name is Tim, and in this episode I'd like to continue the text drama. I'm not kidding. I've done that video, and in that video, a friend of mine, a lawyer, had to pay 36,000 euros, which are more than 40,000 US dollars, internal revenues. So this was a huge problem then, and my job there was to sell very quickly, I think 4 watches. Well, the Daytona, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, and there was a vintage Datejust. I bought that, sold it later on, and Zenith El Primero with Moonface and everything, and very quick. And so he paid his taxes, and now the Bureau of Internal Revenues is back. Not kidding, I'm not making this up. And he had 2 very good years. He is a self-employed lawyer, very good years, and the authorities now say, well, this will go on, and so please pay in advance the same amount of taxes again. Crazy, really, really crazy. And he explained to them, guys, this was a huge client, and the chances that I will find another client of that size is like this, close to 0. And they said to him, yeah, very nice information, please pay. I don't know if this is different in other countries, but I'm really not making this up. In Germany, you have to pay in advance. If you're successful, then they want you to pay in advance taxes, and this for smaller companies is a neck breaker, and for self-employees can be a neck breaker as well. But luckily, my friend has his collection. I've sold 50% of that collection, and now we have to sell again watches. The first watch he wants to sell is a Rolex Datejust in an outstanding configuration. Little disclaimer, I will not sell the watch on this channel. When you see this video, then the watch will be probably sold. And now as people will say, hey, wait, you should sell it on the channel to me, of course. No, the reason for this is not that I'm so stingy here, but I don't want to make a commercial, okay? I don't want to advertise this watch. I want to take the opportunity, like in that video, to bring you my honest opinion about the watch. This is a marvelous piece, yes, but there are positives and negatives, and I want to be free to discuss every tiny bit, any side of it, okay? And so this is not for sale on the channel. This will be sold, but I will show you everything in detail. I will share my opinion, my experiences, my research about that watch with you. I don't want to sell this excuse me, on Chrono24, because Chrono24 will charge you 6.5%. This is serious money in this case. Don't want that. And so I want to sell this on a forum, but what's the price? This is not available in boutiques. At the AD, this is not available. You will have to wait for this configuration, and the price here is 8,600 euros for that watch. Roughly, I think 9,200 in the United States. And grey market sellers ask for 9,500 euros, which is 10,800 US dollars in that direction. And so what to do? And I think I will sell it for a smidgen under retail. Maybe I could earn a little bit money with that, but it would be very little, and I don't want that. I want a clear, smooth transaction without any hassle. And if you sell watches over retail, my experience is that then people feel a little bit betrayed, although this may be the market price, but they feel a little bit betrayed, and then they start to look for minor flaws, and we all know that every object on this planet has minor flaws, okay? Very obvious. And so I think I will sell this a smidgen under retail, so that the buyer can say, well, it wasn't the cheapest watch around, I've paid my price, but the price was under retail, the price was fair, and so I'm happy with the watch. And then when I find a micro swirl on the clasp, and of course there is a micro swirl on the clasp, then it's no big deal. Then you can erase it with Cape Cod if you want. Okay, little edit here. During the editing process, I saw that there is dirt under the watch, and that dirt came straight out of the bracelet. And so this means this is Rolex dirt, guys. And so I'm very happy that I haven't removed that dirt, because we all know Rolex dirt is more pricey and luxurious than, let's say, Psycho dirt. And so look closely, please look at this beautiful Rolex dirt here, which I haven't removed. Okay, here we are. Here we are with our Rolex Datejust with a case diameter of 41 millimeters, and the lug width is 21, so a really big watch. By the way, I'm filming this with daylight because I think it's more honest, and I don't have any script here. I just go through the specifications of the watch, and I give you my honest opinion and my research about several details here. First, the size, 41 millimeters. Of course, this is a massive watch, And if you compare this to the classic Datejust with 36, then yeah, it's way bigger. And this is the first interesting point for me, because I personally think that the Datejust design is a design for 36. And I think many people do not agree here, but that's okay. This is our taste. This is our opinion. But for me, it's very clear a 36 millimeter watch. And my theory or my speculation here is that Rolex wanted to present a bigger watch because they just wanted the 4 such and such number on the sheet, so that people see in the catalogs and on website, wow, 41 millimeters, this is a heavy hitter. This is something really heavy on the wrist. And I mean, if you spend your 8,600 euros for this watch, this is over 9,000 US dollars. If you spend such an amount on a watch, then you want something, or most people then want something to, let's be frank, to show off a little bit. And here it's very obvious that this is a super expensive watch. You can't see it at first glance. Everybody can. I mean, we can compare that. I don't have my Datejust, but I have a thick 36 model. This is, or pointer date on a mesh. It's hot here. And there you can see the difference very clear, that this is, the one is huge, and this can stand for the original Datejust. So yeah, those are the differences. Okay, but now let's go over some other details here. This is sapphire, of course. I will not discuss this anymore. This is the typical flat sapphire crystal with a loop. And here the bezel is white gold. This is very interesting, because white gold is a delicate material. Some manufacturers use, let's say, alloys with not 100% quality, and then they cover everything in rhodium, because an inferior alloy looks rather gray. This is not beautiful, right? And somebody told me that Rolex uses a very high quality alloy, and this is not plated with anything. So this is the pure white gold look. And I don't know if the camera catches this, but I think there is a visible difference between the white gold and the steel, the high polished steel surfaces here. I think there is a tiny difference to spot. And the white gold bezel makes different in price. So if you order this model, let's say in the version with a plain bezel or a steel bezel, then we're talking about a different watch, a totally different watch when it comes to the price. So if you discuss Rolex watches, newer Rolex watches, especially the Datejust, then you have to keep every single detail in mind, because every single detail will affect the price. And this is the same thing here. And this is the first thing is here, the bezel affects the price badly. And now let's speak about the dial. This is of course the second detail which affects the price pretty bad, is this blue dial. And I will try to show you the sunburst effect, because it's gorgeous. Sunburst effect. I think you can see it. And this works super good with the blue dial. And so the blue dial is very desired. And so the blue dial is much more expensive than, let's say, a white dial. So keep this in mind. You can't compare those models, blue dial and a white dial. Those are different watches. And so keep this in mind. This affects the price. Bezel, the color of the dial, of course. And now let's go to the bracelet. A Datejust on a Jubilee bracelet is a different thing than a Datejust on an Oyster bracelet. There's a huge difference in price. Those are different watches, okay? So it makes no sense to compare prices here. And of course, the new Jubilee bracelets are much better than the older ones. This is very well made product, as you can see here. Very well made. Of course, you can see some tiny marks here. Desk diving, inevitable. Here you can see that this thing is new. Now people may say, well, look at this, there's some stretch. Yes, of course, there is a tiny amount, but if you don't have this amount of stretch, then the thing is stiff, and then the thing is not very good to wear. It's not very comfortable on the wrist. So a little bit amount of stretch you need. Okay, do you want to operate this? Yeah, why not? Why not? If you're not familiar with this, it's very easy. Those are rather simple watches, to be frank. Screw down crown, position 1, position 2, and now you can set the time. Let's check the date. Chuck, very good, very precise. And there's a quick set for the date, of course. And you notice that I'm winding the hands out of the way here because I don't know if there are any critical times to manipulate the date. And yet, now you go in position number 1, and there you are. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Very simple. And the funny thing is the feeling manipulating that watch is exactly the feeling you have with an old Datejust, especially this. Even the sound is equal. So if you own one Rolex, then you are very familiar with the sound and look and yeah. I don't know how to. I'm missing words here, but I think you know what I mean. Yeah, this is, I think, one of the most desired Datejusts on the planet. Okay, that's all about the Rolex Datejust 41. There are more watches. I think, I'm afraid he has to sell his. He has a vintage Rolex GMT. Gorgeous watch, very hard to replace, and so he's not happy with that. And I think he owns a Yachtmaster, 10-year-old or 5-year-old Yachtmaster. This is not so special, but maybe I can present you those watches as well. I'm not sure if I have to sell them. Never know. Yeah, but we will see. We will see it on Caseback Watches, which brings you the best watches on the planet. Goodness. Okay, what do you think about that? Please share it in the comments. Tell me in the comments if you find my strategy to sell the watch reasonable, or if you have better ideas, or yeah, do you think this is a good way or a bad way? I'm very interested to hear from you, and so let me know in the comments, please. And if you want to see more images of watches or disturbing sceneries in the life of a small-time musician, then please join me on Instagram, Caseback Tim. And now let me thank you very much for your attention, and maybe until next time.